Welcome to the Learners Club. Let us learn today how to calculate squares of numbers within seconds without a calculator. Before moving forward, let's make a note of certain things. Number one is, if you are aware of squares from 1 to 25, it will be really helpful. Next is, our main base will always be 100. And if a number for which we want to calculate a square is not near 100, then we can have a sub-base for that particular number. For example, if we want to have a square of 146, then our sub-base will be the nearest 50, which in this case is 150. Moving next, if the number is higher than the base or the sub-base, we have to add the difference to the number. Or else, if the number is lower than the base or sub-base, we have to subtract the difference from the number. If you are getting confused with these, please don't be, as we will be discussing these in our upcoming examples. Now, as we will calculate the squares in two parts, the carryover from part 1 will be added in part 2. Again, we will learn this in our examples. And last but not the least, to calculate the squares of the numbers ending with 5, there's a very easy technique to do this, which we will cover in our video. So let's learn to calculate squares without calculators. As I mentioned earlier, there will be two parts of our calculation, and each part has two cases. One is when the number is lower than the base. For example, if we want to calculate a square of 96, in this case, the number 96 is lower than our base 100. Please note that as our number 96 is near to 100, we do not need any sub-base for our calculation. And the second case is when the number is higher than our base. For example, to calculate the square of 104, so the number 104 is higher than our base 100. Now in case 1, where the base is higher than our number, we will subtract the number from our base. And in case 2, where the number is higher than our base, we will subtract our base from the number. And the resultant figure in both the case is called difference. Now we have to calculate the square of this difference. And this one will be the resultant figure from part 1, which will end our part 1 calculation. Moving forward to part 2, this part will also have similar two cases. And when the number is lower than the base, then we have to subtract the difference from part 1 from the main number. For example, our number was 96 and the difference was 4. So we have to subtract the difference from number. And when the number is higher than the base, we have to add the difference from part 1 to our number. So let's start with an example. In our first example, let's try to calculate the square of number 99. As 99 is near to number 100, we do not need any sub-base in this example. So our only base will be 100 in this example. Now as 99 is less than 100, we will subtract our number 99 from 100. So the difference will be 1. Now we have to calculate the square of this difference. So the square of 1 is 1. Now if the square of the difference is a single digit, then we have to add a 0 before that, which in this example is 01. Now this 01 will be the last two digits of our answer. So let's keep a note of it. Now moving forward to the second part, as the number is less than base, that means 99 is less than 100, then we have to subtract the difference 1 from 99. So let's do it. when we subtract the difference, we will get 98 as our resultant figure. Now we will add this 98 before 01, which is nothing but the square of our number, which is 99. So the 99 square is 9801. I hope you find it very simple. Let's do few more examples. In this example, let's try to calculate the square of number 96. Again, in this case, our base will be 100. So we will subtract 96 from 100 to get 4. Now we will square this number to get 16. Now 16 is the right part of our answer. Moving forward to the second part. Now as 96 is less than 100, we will subtract the result, that is the difference, which is 4, to get the resultant figure as 92. Now this 92 will be the first part of our answer. So the square of 96 is 9216. I hope now it is more clear to you guys. Let's take some more example. This time, let's try to calculate the square of 88. Again, we will subtract this from 100 to get the resultant figure as 12. Now the square of 12 is 144. We have to be a little more careful in this case. As the square of our difference is a 3-digit number, we will only note down the right 2 digits as the part of our answer, which are 4 and 4. But we should not ignore this one, but we have to carry it over. Moving forward to the second part, we have to subtract the difference from 88 to get 76. Now in this case, part 2 will get extended. We will add our carry over to this 76 to get 77, which is the later part of our answer. So the square of 88 is 7744. Let's do it one more similar example. Let's try to square 76. Now 100 minus 76, the difference is 24. The square of 24 is 576. Now there is a key here. If you remember, at the start of this video, I mentioned that if you know the squares till 25, it will be really helpful. So try to learn the squares till 25. Now to continue with our example, we will consider 76 as the first part of our answer, and we will carry over this 5. Now for the second part, we will subtract 24 from 76 to get 52. Next, we will add this carryover to our 52 number to get 57, which is nothing but the later part of our answer. So the square of 76 is 5776. A little more practice and you will be able to do on your own. Now let's take some examples to calculate squares for the numbers above 100. Let's try to calculate the square of 102. As 102 is higher than our base 100, we will subtract 100 from 102 to calculate the difference, which is 2. Now the square of 2 is 4. Again, 4 is a single digit number, so we have to add 0 before that. This 04 is the first part of our answer. Now if you remember, when the number 102 in this case is higher than the base 100 in this case again, we have to add the difference to our number to get 104. Now this is our later part of our answer. So the square of 102 is 10404. When the number is higher than the base, we only have to remember that we have to add difference to the number. Let's try another example. This time we will try to calculate the square of 108. Now the difference in this case is 8. The square of 8 is 64. This is our first part of the answer. Second part is 108 plus 8. I hope you remember again that when the number is higher than base, we have to add the difference. Then we will get 116, which is nothing but the later part of our answer. So the square of 108 is 11664. If you practice, you will find it so very simple. Let's do one more. During this time, we will calculate the square of 117. Now the difference is 17. 17 square is 289. Again, the 89 will be the first part of our answer and 2 will be the carryover. To move towards the second part, 117 plus the difference to get 134. Now the extended version of the second part, 134 and plus the carryover 2. So the result is 136. This is our later part of the answer. So 117 square is 13689. Let's try out one last example. Let's take number 123 to calculate the square. The difference is 23. So the square of 23 is 529. Now 29 will be the first part of our answer. Moving to the second part, 123 plus the difference 23 to get 146. The extended version is 146 plus the carryover 5, which we will get 151. Now this 151 is the second part of our answer. So the square of 123 is 15129. Believe me, if you'll practice more and more, you will be able to do these squares within 2 or 3 seconds. Okay, let's look at this special case now. For the numbers ending with 5. This will be way more simple than our previous examples. Let's try to calculate the square of 15. Now 15 is a 2-digit number. We will divide this into 2 parts. In the first part, we will multiply this 1 by the next number to it, which is 2. So 1 into 2. For the second part, we will square this 5. Next, 1 into 2 is 2 and 5 square is 25. So the answer is 225. I know this is fun for you guys. So let's try out one more example. This time, to calculate the square of 75. Let's separate 7 and 5. So 7 will be multiplied by the number next to it, which is 8, and 5 will be squared. So 7 into 8 is 56 and 5 square is 25. So the square of 75 is 5625. Let's do one last example. This time we will try to calculate the square of 135. In this case, we will separate 13 and 5. 13 will be multiplied by 14, the next number to it, and 5 will be squared. So 13 into 14 is 182 and 5 square is 25. So the square of 135 is 18225. See how easy we can calculate squares. To calculate more faster, I would suggest keep practicing. This is the only little secret. I hope you guys have liked this video. Thank you for watching.